on this computer. All right, I got it. Today's topic is how to get involved locally. And if you all have ever gone out to the Vision Leadership website, you'll see that our mission, the mission of this whole organization, is to provide people with an experience about our community. And again, the program is very experiential, but the objective is to get people involved in the community, no matter what that might be. I say all the time, man, if you join a chamber of commerce, a civic organization, get involved in a nonprofit organization, whatever it might be, that's our objective. We want to try and connect you with what your passions are, things that you are excited about, things that you are interested in, things that touch your heart in some way, and have you be able to get connected and involved. Our speaker today and presenter is Molly Dempsey. Molly is the Community Relations Manager with St. Charles County Government, Vision Class of 2018, and currently on the Vision Executive Board serving as our recording secretary. So she is and has been actively involved in the organization since her graduation, moved on to the board, and then moved on to our executive board this past year. Molly is very, very, very well connected, part of a very active family in our community as well, and just connected not only through her family, but then also connected through her responsibilities at St. Charles County Government, but also just personally, she's actively involved in a very active participant. Before we get started, I want to make sure that we hit on and touch and thank our sponsors. Again, our platinum sponsor this year is Barnes-Jewish St. Peter's Hospital and Progress West Hospital. They serve as our main and our largest sponsor within the organization. Compass Health Network, a new sponsor this year. They came in at our gold level. They are, again, a new organization that has stepped in this year and wanted to be able to be a part of the Vision program. And again, these organizations have a real passion for what we do, and again, being able to be connected in the community. Let's see here. Oh, I skipped over Mercy. Mercy Hospital, again, a silver sponsor with us this year. SSN Health, St. Joseph Hospital, both in St. Charles and Lake St. Louis, again, a silver sponsor. St. Luke's Hospital, you see a little bit of a theme here with all these healthcare organizations, all very, very active, but also, again, see a tremendous benefit for being active in the community and participating within us this year. The O'Fallon Hoots baseball team is our alumni sponsor this year. They sponsor our alumni newsletter, which you all do not receive yet. You will after you graduate from the program, but they serve as our alumni sponsor. The O'Fallon Chamber of Commerce and Industries is one of our main chamber sponsors. The Greater St. Charles County Chamber of Commerce is also a chamber sponsor, and the Cotterville Weldon Spring Chamber of Commerce. The chamber is also one of our chamber sponsors this year. I have them listed down here as an alumni sponsor. That is not correct. They are one of our chamber sponsors. They, again, provide us with funding each year to be able to provide a benefit to the program and also help keep your tuition cost significantly lower. And again, we're excited about their sponsorship and their help. As you are out and about in the community, please make sure that you thank these organizations. Again, they provide us with a lot of dollars that help keep your tuition costs much lower. So again, make sure that you do thank them. We would appreciate that. Molly, to get started, I'm going to go ahead and make you host.
Okay.
And then that way you will have screen share access and be able to move over to your presentation. But again, guys, Molly and I just had a real quick text conversation before we got everything up and started. This is casual and interactive. So as we're getting ready to get moving into this, again, as you have questions and things, please make sure that you jump in and ask. Molly, again, is extremely active and very a great resource for us in order to be able to help with this topic. So I'm going to turn it over to Molly.
Okay, so how do I get this so it's just the PowerPoint? Oh, yay, did it. Okay. Okay, well, hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I am very happy to see you all. Like Mark said, this is going to be very casual and it's going to be hopefully very interactive. Please feel free to chime in anytime, ask questions or let us know your experiences, because that's what this is all about, is just the exchange of information. As Mark said, I can't even talk. I'm on the board for Vision, and in that role, I am also the program chair for St. Charles County Government Day, which would have been today. So sorry that we weren't able to actually have that day. However, it's just something to look forward to for next year because it's a really fun day. You'll get to learn more about St. Charles County than you ever thought you wanted to know. So let's see. I'm trying to see all of you and share my screen at the same time. I don't know if that's going to be possible. So I guess I have to take, Mark, do I just take it off of that? Okay, never mind. Okay, so we're going to start with an icebreaker because I didn't know how long it had been since you all chatted, and I just thought it might be fun. So we're going to say something good about 2020. We all know that there's been tons of negative about 2020, but let's just, if you have to think back on this year, what's something good? And I'm going to tell you, for me, it has been that I started playing the piano again. So I took piano lessons for 10 years growing up. I played all my life, but as an adult with kids and, you know, just busy life, I really haven't been playing for years. So I kind of picked it up again. And not only that, earlier in the year when everybody was staying at home and stuff, I started teaching my son how to play. We had one lesson, but hey, it was something. So anyway, I'm excited to start that again. It's just something kind of fun and something I've always enjoyed. So who wants to go next? How about Mindy? I'm going to go on my little screen here.
Okay, something good that happened to me this year is I actually took on a leadership role with Mid-Counties with Veronica in Little Black Book.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jason, how about you?
One thing that happened good to me this year is I got to participate in the Hispanic Leadership Institute at the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we got to graduate this year, which was awesome. I learned a lot about, you know, different things business-wise with the Hispanic Chamber and how to interact with customers and peers and things of that nature. In that light and vein, it was a very good experience for me, and I was happy to do it.
Excellent. So I've gotten to know Gabriella a little bit. So she was on the census committee with me. She's great. Dave, how about you?
Well, it hasn't happened just yet, but I'll be an uncle for the first time here in about 2.5 weeks.
Yay! That's awesome. I don't know if anybody can top that. Okay. Oh, Jessica?
I just became a first-time grandmother.
Well, okay. I guess she can. Oh, congratulations. Did you, girl or boy?
A little girl. She's 2 weeks old. Madison Brooke.
That's awesome. Okay, Alicia, what about you?
Oh, I got a pool in the backyard, so I got to lay around all summer during COVID. It was awesome.
Nice. Perfect timing for that.
I know, right?
Absolutely. What about you, Veronica?
My family bought a camper, and so we got to go on a couple camping trips this summer.
Fun. We did that once when the kids were little, and it was quite the experience, but honestly, it was a blast. I would totally do it again. Okay, Nathan, how about you?
I excitedly got to join the COVID baby boom, and we're expecting our second daughter in January.
Wow. See, isn't this great? I love hearing all this positive stuff. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Janice, is that how you say it, Janice? Okay.
Sorry, I was on mute and I'm traveling. So for me, probably I've taken my health more seriously and since probably February, I have dropped around 20 pounds.
Excellent. Wow, that's a great accomplishment. Congratulations. Okay, Jeannie.
Hi. I mean, my life has been pretty much the same as it was. My business has ramped up a bit though, because people need more marketing, online staying power, things like that. But
Okay.
I think really personally, I've been at home cooking a lot more, and I've really started enjoying it. I watch a lot of Food Network and incorporate that into my meals. So I've just been having a lot more fun being domestic.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, Jordan.
Yeah, my wife and I were able to cross off going to Magnolia off our bucket list, so that was fun. That was a lot of fun. We were able to do that even in the middle of, well, kind of not COVID. It was a little bit after. We only went about a month or two ago, but it was awesome. Great time.
I mean, I hate to tell you, it was still COVID.
Yeah, I know. Still COVID, but not as many restrictions, I guess, so it wasn't as bad. But, yep.
Very fun. Okay, Tammy. Oh, where'd you?
Can you see me?
Yes, you just moved on my screen.
Well, I'm out for a walk with my dog, so I'm off video. But I don't know if you can see that she is walking right next to me for the first time ever. So we got this little zapper thing that we haven't actually had to zap her because the beep keeps her right next to me instead of pulling, which is unbelievable. So one little thing about 2020.
Hey.
Very small, but very big success for my.
You know what? Successes come in any size.
I know.
Okay, Dawn. You snuck in there.
Oh, hold on. Can you guys hear me at all?
I can hear you, but we can't see you.
I know, this new computer. Sorry. Okay, so 2020, something great that happened this year. I got to grow my real estate business, which is absolutely awesome, and I'm getting ready to go on a trip for my 40th birthday. So a couple major milestones, and I'm 15 years cancer-free this year.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay, our fearless leader, Mark, last but definitely not least, tell us yours.
I have to say that getting our cafe up and open has been the highlight of this year. That's been a dream that we have talked about for many years, and then wasn't sure if it was going to happen in the middle of all this, but up and going and maintaining right now. So all is good there.
And if you haven't been, you must go. It's so cute. Food's great. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that was fun. I see. It's so nice to focus on the positive, isn't it? Oh, sorry. We just had somebody else join us and I missed it. Let's see. Oh, he's on another screen. Okay. I was like, where'd he go? So Jay just joined us. He's connecting. So we'll give him a second here. Or maybe we'll catch him later. Okay. We will get him when he gets connected. Okay. So let me get back where, okay. So this presentation is about giving back, how to get involved locally. And obviously I know that this is a group of leaders and that's why you're all going through the vision program. Chances are, and I know a lot of you personally, so I know it to be a fact that you're already involved in the community. Hopefully this will give some direction if you're not really involved about how to get started. And if you are already involved, maybe how to find some new opportunities. So why get involved? Obviously, meeting people is a big part of that. Making new friends, expanding your circle. I'm sure that all of you, and when you are involved and you have been in different organizations, you've made new friends, and that's wonderful. I also have Get Connected on this list because I think that there's more to just making friends. It's also getting connected, learning about people in your community, who they are, what they do, let them know who you are and what you do, so that when times arise, you know who to go to. Or if a position comes up that somebody might need filled and you fit the bill, then they might come to you. So it's all about kind of getting out there and making those connections. The find fulfillment outside of work kind of is a personal thing for me because I really enjoy my job. I have a lot of fun. I get to go around the county and attend lots of meetings and ribbon cuttings and see people and meet people, and that's really fun. But I really was kind of missing something. I wanted something I could sink my teeth into, you know, feel like I was really making a difference. So this wise man, who is also my husband, but don't tell him I said that, suggested that I apply for the Community and Children's Resource Board. So I did, and it's actually a county board that I had to be appointed to, and actually we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But it allowed me to really get to know our nonprofit community. I've gotten to know so much more about what we have to offer here and what services we provide, and we help with funding for all of the partners that we work with. So I feel like I am making a difference. So for me, that was a big thing. So maybe as you're thinking about what you want to do when you get involved, remember it doesn't have to have anything to do with your job. It can be something completely different, and that helps you to balance. But for me, I was also fortunate because being on that board has helped me with my job, because it has allowed me to know more about other aspects of our community that I might not have known as well just through my job. And of course, making a difference and giving back are important factors too. Did we get Jay? Did you get connected? Yes. Okay. Hi, Jay. Welcome. We have an icebreaker, but we're going to come back to you for that. So we won't put you on the spot quite yet. Okay, so moving on. Let's get started. We had asked you guys to do a little soul searching, starting to kind of think about what are you passionate about? What are your interests? My last thing on here, time is valuable, so choose mindfully, I think is an important thing to think about, because different organizations or different things that you're going to get involved with are going to require different amounts of time. And if you are expecting a child, or you have, you know, children in school, or, you know, you're busy with other things, you have to take that into consideration. So it's important to choose something that means something to you, that you really want to spend your precious time doing. So let's talk about that. Does anybody have anything they want to just shout out that they're passionate about? Nothing? Alicia, what are you passionate about?
Knew you were going to say that. Well, I mean, I guess right now I'm always focused on I'm always about the children. The children are always, I've always been into making sure that the kids are always taken care of. It always a special place in my heart, making sure that they eat, making sure that they're taken care of. And obviously right now the Burr Bash is a huge thing. So I always, even before I was involved in Little Black Book, it was always important to me that kids had toys for Christmas. So that was always a big driver. So obviously this is a really important time. So kids are always a special, soft place in my heart. So anything about the kids I'm in on, for sure.
Yeah, well, and we have lots of ways to get involved with kids in St. Charles County, for sure.
For sure.
What about you, Nathan? What are you passionate about? Now, I know that you are an elected official, but other than that, because we'll get into elected office later, but tell us what else you are passionate about.
Yeah, I was not going to be as specific, but just say county in general, because I'm excited about how the county has made it through 2020, and businesses are still working or thriving or getting along better than most others around us, or at least to our east. But also all the nonprofits and just all the good that everybody does out here. I like that all the organizations work together, or at least aren't working against each other. And I typically tell people that that's the sole reason that I am in politics in St. Charles County, is because we don't compete and fight with the other municipalities around us. Everybody has kind of a fun challenge with each other. It's not like we don't compete for maybe new businesses or something, but we don't do it in spite of the other. So it's more your neighbor's strength makes you stronger. I love that about St. Charles County.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, absolutely. I would agree wholeheartedly. Okay, who else? Anything you want to talk about that you're passionate about? Something that maybe has nothing to do with your job, or maybe it does have something to do with your job. That's fine too.
I can go.
Jump in there. I'm in particular passionate about connecting foster kids and adoptive kids with permanency.
Are you actively involved in that?
Not to the extent that I used to be. My wife and I fostered 20 years ago, and then we adopted our daughter through the foster care system. So I'm not necessarily involved now, but it's still something that's dear to my heart and I'm passionate about.
Okay, very good. Who was gonna, Veronica, was that you that said I'll go?
Yeah. I'm another one for kids. I had some friends in high school that were in a bad car accident, and a friend of mine ended up in the Rankin Jordan Rehabilitation Hospital for Children for a few months, and I got to go visit her and visit a lot of the kids there, and that kind of sparked a whole part of me that thought I may have wanted to be a social worker of some sort, but that wasn't my path. But I definitely want to help kids who are in unfortunate situations, whether it be health-wise or family situations or whatever.
Absolutely. There's lots of organizations that could use your help too. Okay, who's next?
I can go.
Okay.
I'm really passionate about people, international cultures and meeting new people here in St. Louis, making them feel welcome here and retention. So I'm involved with the St. Louis Mosaic Project in St. Louis County, but I don't know if there's anything like that in St. Charles County, but I would be curious to find out.
I don't know if there is either. That's not very good. I feel like you just stumped me and we just got started. We can definitely look into that. That's
I'd rather not return to Clayton, but I'll keep going there.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we can keep you in St. Charles County, of course we want to do that. Okay, that's great. Okay, who's next?
I can go.
Okay.
I do a lot of work already with a couple of different, but one I'd really love to get involved with is Stella's Wish. Because I think so many times the adults get overlooked when it comes to the final. And they, when a friend of mine was passing away, they fulfilled one of her wishes, and it was just amazing because that was the highlight for her.
That's great. So it's kind of like I know there's a children's, what is it? Make-A-Wish, right? It's like Make-A-Wish, but for
adults.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, awesome. So what about you, Dave? Anything?
Well, I work for a nonprofit, and then I'm on the board of another one. Actually, just getting ready to join the board of another one. So, giving back has always been something that I've been really passionate about, and my focus has always kind of been anybody who faces challenges. So I work for behavioral health response. So we do a lot of mental health trainings. We do the youth connection, helpline, the suicide crisis line for this area, all that. I serve on the board at Community Living, which serves folks with developmental disabilities, and I'm joining the board of the Center for Hearing and Speech for Missouri. So anybody who has communication challenges, they provide services to. But one thing that I am passionate about, and my wife and I try to volunteer our time, is just animal protection organizations, making sure that, there's no cruelty, that more dogs and cats can get adopted and don't have to be put down. So
right.
That's probably where I would focus if I was going to add anything else to my plate.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have time?
No, but I always figure it out.
Yeah. So BHR is one of our partners with CCRB. You probably know that. Yeah.
So it's community living.
Got to hear a presentation from you guys yesterday.
Yep.
And all the great work you're doing. So that's wonderful. Okay, so Janice, what about you?
Yeah, so I actually run a nonprofit called More Than Enough Ministries, and our focus is on helping foster children and children available for adoption. We work really closely with partnership with the local children's division with our Care Portal program, which is a super easy way for folks to get involved. And a lot of what we do through Care Portal is keeping kids out of foster care, so providing needed things that'll keep the kids in the home. And then we're also kicking off next summer a Camp Hope program, which will be specifically for foster and adopted kids. So yeah, that's my heartbeat is children, and I have 2 adopted children as well. And we are always looking for partners to help out, looking for mentors and folks to help out with this camp. So if anybody's interested in that, I can put my contact information in the chat. But that's been kind of my passion for the last 25 plus years.
So outside of your organization that you are working for, is there anything else that you're interested? I know time is always a constraint, but is there anything else that you're interested in learning more about?
Yeah, I do a lot of just volunteer work through my church, and then also through our kids have attended Christian schools all the way through. So Christian education is kind of another passion of ours.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, Jessica, you're up.
I was sitting here trying to think of what specifically, in all transparency, I think in the last few years, I've kind of lost a little bit of my spark, or I guess the spark that would keep me going and involved in things, just to be honest with you. But one thing did keep coming to mind. I also work for a nonprofit for individuals with developmental disabilities, but specifically, I've always had a heart for autism and actually families of children with autism, because I think that there isn't enough support for families. A lot of times children with autism can have behavioral difficulties that make it very difficult in the family life. And statistics show that divorce is very prevalent in that area as well. So I guess if I wanted to continue to pursue something, it would be along that realm.
Okay. Okay, great. Jeannie, how about you? And by the way, I wasn't going to put you all on the spot, but since we have a smaller group, I thought we may as well just all talk about it. I was going to have you all just write it down, but this is much more fun.
I really am not sure. I've been sitting here trying to think about it. I am really not sure what I am focusedly passionate about, but I am always, I get that passionate vibe when I'm creative and strategically thinking out a problem or putting a campaign together or developing something new. That's what I'm passionate about mostly. So to be specific as, you know, of a certain cause or whatever, it's much more general sense for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's a perfect answer as well. I mean, you might not know what you're passionate about until you know what's out there or you start getting involved with it, you know?
Yeah, I'm passionate about lots of things. It's like I can't pick a favorite. I can't pick something that it's general across the board, really.
Okay. Jordan? Jordan?
I could not get unmuted. My mouth would not open up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know there was a ton of things mentioned, but you know, I took a missions trip to Kenya back in 2007. So I've always had a soft spot. Kids have always been, you know, my wife have talked about adoption. We have 3 kids of our own, which is awesome. But adoption is always a big deal. Foster care is a big deal. Those are really awesome things. I think for me personally, not to be super cliche or anything, but like my family, I love the heck out of my wife. We've been married 9 years, and she's a superhero. And then my kids, I love spending any extra time I have with my kid, my family, basically. But outside of my work, I happened to get hired here at Grace River just because I play music. And so music is always a huge passion of mine. I love songwriting. I love creating new music and new things like that just help me, think, get my thoughts on things like that. And then also just be able to inspire people. Like, I love sitting down just to talk with people, and just get to know them one-on-one. I've been that way my whole life. Like, before I actually even had a relationship with Jesus, it was like the whole idea of walking into a room. If there was someone who was a misfit or was sitting by themselves, I would always just go over to them and try to hey, you can sit over here too, or you can hang out with us, and so it's just always kind of been one of those passions in me that's just been there since I can remember, right? And so that's something for me. But
very nice. Okay. Let's see, Don. I think you're last.
So, I mean, I've had several. I've been involved with the JCs for a super long time, and the JCs are a local community organization that ends up actually giving money to other organizations such as the Boys and Girls Club and the Barnes Jewish St. Peter's Progress West Foundation. I think we've done some Folds of Honor stuff. We just all kinds of different organizations that we end up giving money to. And then also I work for the Barnes Jewish St. Peter's and Progress West Foundation. So we help patients that are at Siteman. We help patients that are actually in the hospital. So really passionate about, helping those folks make ends meet. And then also adults with disabilities. So I am on the board at Emmaus too, or one of Emmaus's boards. So, and then also on the board of directors for the Cotterville Chamber of Commerce. So.
Right. Well, so maybe you should be giving this presentation.
No, thanks. I'll let you be on the spotlight today.
Mark, do you want to chime in with anything? I'm sorry, Jason. What was that?
I wanted to share too. I didn't get to share, but I wanted to share.
Oh, you didn't?
I'm not currently on. I'm on one board that I haven't been doing anything with because of COVID, and it's a customer of mine. It's a school of music type situation where they do performances and stuff for people that are cancer patients and stuff of that nature. And but what my real passion is Gold Star families, anything to do with veterans issues and active military families. I am a Gold Star family member myself, and became one as an 11-year-old. So that's a real big passion for me. I like to help kids that are going through the things that I've been through, and families that may be experiencing long-term distance from their active duty family members, things like that. So any way I could try to get involved in something around Gold Star families, veterans issues, or active military families is something I really want to do.
Okay, great. I apologize for missing you. I'm taking notes and I put somebody else's on your line apparently.
Oh, no problem.
That's awesome. Okay, gosh, I love it. We have a well-rounded list of connections to make, Mark. Do you want to add anything?
No, I was just going to say, I almost echo exactly what you were just going to say, or what you did just say, is that it's with a large group like this, I'm extremely impressed with the diversity of all of the different interests coming from each person. And I love that about what Vision does, bringing all of these individuals together and allowing us to learn about all of those different kind of passions. And I'm excited to see how this class will continue to grow. So thank you for even just leading that process. It's neat to get that insight of everybody.
It is. It is. I'm excited. Okay, so let's move on. So can everybody see the screen, the PowerPoint? Yeah, okay. So these are just some types of organizations, and I know you guys know this stuff. This isn't anything new. But certainly, getting involved, you can do it on any level, whether it be personal, with your kids' schools or with your church, or whether you do a networking group or a Kiwanis club or whatever. I mean, all of it is still getting involved and connecting, and that's awesome. So just a little overview there. Does anybody have any questions about what any of these are? Okay, we'll just move on. Right. again, I know that you guys know a lot of this stuff already. Obviously, we have a great nonprofit system here in St. Charles County. We have different organizations that cover anything from babies to seniors, learning disabilities, pets, homeless, crisis intervention, mentoring. I mean, anything you can think of, there is an organization. So for all of these things that you guys told us, if you need connections, we will make them for you. And then also, if anybody's interested, here are 3 really great resources to check out the local nonprofit organizations that we have. St. Charles County Kids is actually the Community and Children's Resource Board. And then we have the Community Council and STL Volunteer. And I'm not as familiar with that one, but Dr. Julie Turner gave me that resource, and I did look at it, and you just kind of key in your information and it helps you find what you're looking for. So those are all just great ways to learn more about what we have here in St. Charles County. And then aside from the nonprofits, we also have our local government boards, which is a whole nother way to get involved. St. Charles County has probably, I think it's like 10 different boards, and most of them you apply and then you're appointed by the county executive and confirmed by the county council. If you look on our website right there, sccmo.org, and then you click on boards and commissions, it'll give you a whole list. And it's kind of interesting. Some of them meet monthly, some of them meet quarterly. Some of them you have to have a person from each district representing on the board. I mean, it's just, they're all different. But if you're interested in any of that, I definitely suggest that you apply, because there's great opportunities and great ways to just kind of learn more about the county. And, you know, there's planning and zoning, there's parks and recreation. I mean, there's so many different interests represented. Same for the municipal boards. If you want to do something more in your city, I didn't put them all because we have, you know, so many different municipalities, but if you go to their website, and then they all have lists of boards on there, and then they're appointed by the mayor. Same thing, you apply. And again, a great way to get involved. Does anybody have any questions about local government boards? Okay. And then, so these are just some ways, some suggestions. If you are interested in learning more about an organization, of course, we suggest attend a meeting or an event, whether it be a fundraiser or whatever, sponsored by the organization, so you can kind of see what they're about, see who's going. You might see tons of people that you know, and you might not, but that's okay too. Definitely a way to find out more is to connect with someone affiliated with the organization and ask questions. And then when I joined the St. Charles City County Library Foundation, I really wanted to see what it was about. So I actually joined their gala committee and helped plan their gala, and then loved it. I got to know a lot of people who were on that board and just a lot of supporters of the organization, as well as the staff. And I joined the board a few months later. So that was just a really good way to learn more about it on a firsthand basis. And again, if anybody has questions about anything, I know this is pretty basic stuff. So just a few tips if you do want to join a board. It's always very nice to be asked, but there are things to think about before you accept that commitment. My biggest recommendation is to be present and show up, because it's very frustrating to your fellow board members to have somebody taking that spot who doesn't attend or engage. And it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help the person who isn't showing up, and it doesn't help the rest of the board. Sometimes people want to build up their resume, so they'll start just joining a bunch of stuff, and then it ends up being too much. It's very easy to overextend yourself. Currently, I am on 4 boards that I'm actively attending meetings for, and it can get to be a lot. So it's just, you know, you got to figure out what you have time for. I have a little more time now because my youngest is 21, so it's a little bit easier now, but I could not have done this, you know, 10 years ago. So the other thing is just no expectations, because there are different kinds of boards. Vision, for example, is definitely a working board. All the board of directors work hard to put on the program days and fundraise and everything. But I'm on another board that really, we have a staff that handles everything, and we just kind of oversee and then make decisions. Some boards do require or suggest a financial commitment from their board members. So that's certainly something to be aware of. And that might be fine, but it's just nice to know going in. And then how much time is required? Because, for example, for vision, so we have a monthly board meeting, and then we have a monthly exec board meeting, and then we have committees, and so we have monthly committee meetings. So, you know, it can get to be a lot of meetings, which I'm not complaining, Mark. But anyway, it's just something to be aware of, because, you know, everybody has their own time commitments. And so you just know going in what you're getting into. Certainly ask questions. Okay, you have 60 seconds. Everybody go get something yellow and come back. Go. Are you going? I hope you guys are going. That means all the people who aren't on video are going to have to get on video so we can see. 45 seconds. So I wanted to make sure everybody was awake. So, all right, 30 seconds. We're getting there. I have my yellow thing too. Mark, are you getting a yellow thing? Okay, good. Don, do you have your yellow?
I do have my yellow, yes.
Okay, we'll have to see it.
I know, sorry, I'm busy. I'm multitasking here at the moment. Well, ribbon of hope, you know, I've got a lot going on.
Here we go. Yes, I know. Oops, how do I turn that off? Stop. Okay, everybody hold up your yellow. Woohoo, okay, I'm gonna take a picture. Is everybody, oh, awesome. How many bananas do we have? I wondered if we'd have multiple bananas. Okay, hang on a second. I'm gonna take a picture.
I got my yellow.
I'm waiting for, Jordan, are you able to, can we see video or no?
I have the sun.
That works. It looks yellow on the screen, so you're good. Jordan, are you able to do video or no? All right. Well, we'll just go ahead. All right, everybody smile. Show your yellow. Awesome. Okay. Just to make sure everybody was awake. Okay, on to the next thing. So the next part of this little seminar is about running for office. And, you know, it might be one of those things that it never occurred to you, or maybe it did, but there's a lot of opportunities. It's certainly another way to get involved in the community. So we're going to talk about this a little bit. Again, any questions, just chime in. So, and this is just on the local level. So here in the city and county is what we're talking about today. So we have political subdivisions in St. Charles County, and what that means is that they all get some tax dollars. And most of them have elected officials, but there are 3 that don't. So that would be the CCRB, which I was talking about before, the Developmental Disabilities Resource Board, also known as DDRB. Both of those have board positions that are appointed by the county executive. And then the St. Charles City County Library District is kind of interesting. So their board is made up of 9 members, 5 appointed by the county executive and 4 by the mayor of St. Charles City. Kind of different. Everyone else, they are elected positions, and another way to get involved. Ambulance districts, school boards, fire protection district, community college. Those are all great ways to really help out your community, and certainly something close to home, especially like a school board. I mean, that's not something, oh, hold on a second. We lost Jordan.
Sorry, my computer ran out of battery. I got a new computer.
Oh.
Sorry, keep going.
Okay, so we are talking about the political subdivisions in St. Charles County. Anyway, so again, most of them have elected officials involved, And most of them, you just apply to file at their headquarters or their administrative office. Except for the ambulance district. There is one ambulance district, even though there are plenty of different houses, but that is, it covers the entire county. So that one you would file at the election authority. If you're interested in running for any of those, I would suggest just getting on their websites, or we can talk later and I can kind of direct you a little bit. Does anybody have any questions about those? Okay, because those are things that people don't really think about when they think about running for office, but they're great ways to get involved. And, you know, frankly, if you think you might be interested in running for a higher office, and I just mean higher meaning, you know, like a bigger office, it's a good way to get started, to get name recognition, to start just making connections and getting out there. And certainly when you do run for office, it's good to have things to say that you've done in the community. So these are all great things to add. Oops, oh, hold on a second. There we go. Other local elected positions, obviously the municipalities have mayors, city council, or a board of aldermen. I don't know why some are city council and some are board of aldermen. I've never known the difference. They do the same thing, but that's how it is. Township committees are basically affiliated with political parties. But each township has their own committee member, and then they all make up like their central committee, and they make some decisions. And then for St. Charles County, we have countywide offices, which a lot of people don't even know about. Honestly, the last election, I think 4 of these positions were unopposed. So, I mean, I'm not saying that you need to unseat any of them. I'm just saying, certainly if it's something you're interested in, you should look into it, because they are, I mean, it's a great position to have, and being affiliated with the county is great. So does anybody have any questions about any of those? Okay. Also, for municipalities, they typically do the April election. So Kurt Barr, our director of elections, he wanted me to make sure that I pointed out to everyone that if you are interested in running anything, running for an office in a municipal election, which I think typically is also like ambulance board and those kind, the filing for that starts in December. And it only runs for a month. And usually after the holidays, people then might start thinking about it and it could be too late. So if it's something you're interested in, you need to be looking at it in time for filing between, I think it's December, I think he said 15th through, and you have 1 month. So I put together a little action plan for running for office. First, get involved in your community. So any of those other organizations or ways to get involved are great things to be able to connect with people, and then also to have, because when you start telling people who you are, they want to know what you've done, and it also helps you get some name ID. Certainly reach out to the elected officials you know, ask questions. Look up the requirements for the office, because some of them do have some, well, they all have something. There's always a minimum age. Some of them you are required to live in a certain place. So if you're running for county council, you have to live in the district that you're running for. Working on a campaign is a great way to kind of learn the ins and outs and how it all works. Jeannie, I think you've worked on Tom Hannigan's campaign, right?
Yes, I worked on his, not very much, just a little bit when he was first getting going, but yes, I did work on his campaign.
Because I mean, there's certainly enough people in St. Charles County that, I mean, working on a campaign sounds like that's right up your alley. And then also getting to know those community stakeholders that you can use as references and that will help support your campaign is key. So when we were talking at first about getting connected, that's kind of what I meant. So as you are at chamber meetings or other events, and you start to kind of see who people are and what they do and things like that, and making those connections with those people who can introduce you to other people and then maybe be your references. I mean, that's really great. And I will tell you that anything that you are going to apply for, I know like the county boards, you have to have references. So having some well-known community stakeholders in your corner to use as references is great. I mean, that gives you some credibility too. Does anybody have any questions about any of that? Okay. And then after you've done the action plan, definitely talk to your spouse or significant other. When my husband first got involved in politics, our kids were really little. In fact, when he first became a state rep, our son was 1. So we always had a very young family, and that's not something that is, I'm drawing a blank what I was gonna say, I'm sorry. That is something that's common now. You see a lot younger office holders, and they do have young kids, and you know, you can do it or not, but it's just a conversation that you need to have. You certainly want to have your spouse or significant other in your corner. Talk to your employer, because there could be some conflicts, there could be some time issues, so you just want to make sure that that works for everyone. And then determine a timeline for the office you're interested in, because if somebody's currently holding that office, if they are running again, it is harder to unseat an incumbent unless something happens. But if they're not running again and it's an open seat, that's a great time to get involved. So definitely, you know, keeping track of that calendar is key. And then one of the most important things is develop a thick skin, because it is a tough job and campaigning is rough. And you have seen in many elections how it can get rather nasty. So not to say that it will, just be prepared. So I learned that one the hard way. So anyway, so those are just some tips. I actually talked to my husband and I asked him, I said, what would be good things to pass along if somebody wanted to run for office? So those were all things that he suggested as well. And yeah, so that's most of it. Does anybody have questions about anything? Is there anything off the top of your head that you want to learn more about, or a connection that we can make for you? I did keep a list of the things that you guys told us earlier, so we can get working on that as well. I'm going to bring everybody back in. Okay. Hi. Now I can see everybody again. So again, I know a lot of it is common sense, but sometimes you don't really think about it in the act. So it helps to have that kind of in your back pocket as you are making plans. So if no one has questions, then I'm going to show you my next slide, because I'm obligated to pass this messaging along at this point. Oh, I forgot picture. Okay, we're going to come back. We're going to do one more picture so that Mark has something that he can post on Facebook. This is my contact information. I also have Julie Turner's. She is, I believe, the director of nonprofit administration for Lindenwood. And so she's also a great resource for learning more about the nonprofit community. And then this is what I was talking about. So everywhere I go this week, I am having to pass this messaging along. So we're just trying to encourage everybody to be really careful and change their behavior and help stop the spread of COVID-19, because as you've all heard, the numbers are getting bad. So if we want to keep our businesses open and our kids in school, we need to start doing some of these things. Certainly keeping our groups small is a big thing. And that's my last slide. So yeah, that's what I got. Is there anything anyone wants to add or say or ask or talk about?
Great job, Molly. That was awesome. Good stuff.
That's very nice of you to say. This is not how I intended to be giving this presentation, because you know it was supposed to be part of the program day, so it was odd doing it this way, but it's good. If we can get a picture, if everybody can hop on for just a minute, that would be amazing. Okay.
I was in a pretty dark room, which is why I didn't have it on. But
Oh.
I was watching the entire time.
Hey, did you find your yellow object? Jordan?
I had my guitar. You want to see it?
Yeah.
It's yellowish, I guess. It's yellowish. I was in the middle of dropping. There you go.
That works. I'll take it.
It's yellowish. It's ish.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Janice, are you able to turn your camera on? Ah, awesome. Okay. I'm going to take a picture. Are we doing a theme, or is everybody just smiling or making a face?
Let's just do whatever, right? That'd be funny.
Okay. I can take more than one, so. 1, 2, 3. Does everybody want to look to the side like the Brady Bunch? So like you're looking at somebody else? So Mark, you look down. Veronica, you look up. Tammy, look to your left. Jordan, look to your right. And then Jessica, look to your left. Don, look to your left. Janice, look up. Jason, look to your left. Nathan, look up. Mindy, look up. Okay, Jason G, look to your right. I just realized we have 2 Jasons. It didn't even connect earlier. Dave, you look down. Jeannie, you look up. And Veronica, you look up. Alicia, look up. And I'm gonna look down at you. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that worked. Thank you. I can get a little goofy, especially over the last couple of days. So anyway, thank you for.
I'm excited to see that picture.
Yeah, hopefully it turned out.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thank you for today.
Yes, thank you very much.
I hope that you got a little new information, and I encourage you all to get involved. And if there's anything we can do to help you in that path, let us know. We are happy to make connections. And
I have kind of like a specific idea that maybe I could talk to you about later.
Absolutely. Sure, anytime.
Cool.
Okay. Well, if I don't see you, have a fabulous holiday and stay safe and healthy and be careful. And thanks.
Guys, I appreciate
you.
tuning in today. We have our December meeting will be on diversity and implicit. So a lot of good information coming up. Doug Rains and Greg Nunable will be leading that presentation in December. Keep your eyes and ears open then towards your email box. We'll get all the information to be able to register for it. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate your participating. It means an awful lot. Thanks a lot.
Love it. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks.
Mark, can you repeat the date of December's?
I think it's December 17th. Let me look really quick. Third Thursday in December.
Yeah. It's always the third Thursday.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye, thanks.
Right, bye. Take care, everybody.
Is it okay if I tell you guys what I